Good evening. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to Vision Class. I am your vision coach, Alicia. And tonight I want to come and speak to you and share some information with you about how to care for your speaker. Good evening. But first, can I ask you to share this out? Go to my Facebook page and you can share it out. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Listen, I'm going to put on the screen right now. This is the book that I'm going to be talking about tonight. How to Care for Your Speaker. It's $7.99 on Amazon.com. But if you want to follow me tonight, just go to my page and it's pinned at the top of my page for only $2.99 for the digital download. So you can follow me through this class. Again, it is $7.99 and it is available on Amazon.com, or go to my page. It's pinned at the top and you can get it as the digital download for only $2.99. Why am I speaking to you about this tonight? How to care for your speaker. So welcome to Vision Class. Listen, I have been a speaker for a lot of years, and I have been around a lot of speakers in conferences and in special events. And one of the things that I have found is that we have to know the end result of the best way to take care of speakers. So I'm going to share some information with you tonight in this vision class, and hopefully it will help you. But once again, you can get the book on Amazon for $7.99, or go to my Facebook page right now. It's pinned at the top and it's only $2.99 for the digital download. So let's start. Let's begin here tonight. How to care for your speaker by making the proper arrangements for your speaker. That's the first thing we want to know. Hold on a second, because as soon as I start, my phone rang. I forgot to turn it down. And I have a phone that is not working properly. So here we go. Hopefully that does it. So listen, the first thing you have to know is that speakers are valuable. Let me just read you a little bit of my introduction. As a speaker and a host, I have been on both sides of the spectrum. Because of this experience, I have learned to treat a speaker the way I would like to be treated, first class. We have to be very careful when we invite guests to speak on our speaking platforms, no matter what, whether it's virtual, whether it's in person, whether it's a huge conference or a workshop, that we know the proper way to take care of a speaker. Listen, the end result is really, really important, because how you treat them or take care of them, that is what's going to give you the reputation that you are going to get. Listen, so let's start here. Number one, make the proper arrangements. How do you make the proper arrangements? I'm not going to give you all of my sauce tonight because I want you to get my book. But we're going to talk about these things that are important that a lot of people ignore. And frankly, a lot of people think I know. I just know how to take care of a speaker, and they really do not. This is coming from years of experiences. I'm telling you, speakers will leave and they will mess your reputation up if you handle them incorrectly. They will tell the next person, and the next person will tell the next person how you treated them, what was done and what wasn't done. And so how to take care of your speaker is really very, very important. So in this vision class tonight, take notes, listen, make the proper arrangements for the travel expenses and accommodation for your guests. You should always have a conversation with your speaker first, so that they know what to expect, so that they know you all have already communicated with each other what are they going to be paying for, what they are not going to be paying for. Why am I saying that? Because sometimes there's paid to speak. Where a speaker may be paying to speak on a platform, it's treated differently than if you are actually making all the arrangements for a speaker to speak. So if you're making all of the arrangements, make the arrangements knowing something about their likes and their dislikes. What airline do they really like to fly on? What hotel accommodations do they like? Do they like a double bed? Do they like a king bed? These are things that can make it or break it. And we just neglect this a lot because we assume and we think we know. And frankly, because most of the times we're looking at our budget and we're making decisions based on a budget, and then your speaker is not happy. So, number one, make the proper arrangements for your speaker. Number two, create a list of their likes and their dislikes. How do you know that? Because there's communication. You may create a speaker's form that you send out to your speaker so that they can fill it out and you can have the information and know exactly what it is, how you want to treat your speaker, what it is they like, what it is they do not like. Listen, nobody wants to go to a speaking engagement and be uncomfortable. You don't, so why should your speaker? I want to tell you tonight that as the vice president of the Herpreneur Network Caribbean, we do a lot of conferences and events. We're getting ready to host events in Houston, the Bahamas, Dubai, and these are the things that we look at. The type of speakers that we're bringing in, are they a virtual speaker? How do you treat that speaker compared to if they're in person speaker? There are things that are different but are equally important. And so tonight I want to just bring out some things so that you understand. Number one, what type of food do they like? Do you ever stop to think of asking them what type of food they like? Or at the end of their speaking engagement, you say to them, well, Denny's is open. Maybe that speaker doesn't like Denny's. For those of you that don't know Denny's, that's a West Coast. I'm not sure it's anywhere else. But you have to know what type of food your speaker likes so that you don't just provide them with any and everything. What is it they like to drink? Do they like to have something to drink while they're speaking, or they don't? Do they want it before or after? These are things that will make you or break you as a host and entertaining someone to come to your platform to be a speaker. So don't just assume that you know everything. You have to make sure, create a shareable list of the likes and dislikes of your guests and find out in advance. Don't guess. Don't guess about your speaker. Have that candid communication. If you don't have it on your own, have your assistant or someone that's in charge of your event find out from your speaker. These are things that I'm telling you that I know because I've hosted for 10 years. I had a major conference of my own. And there were times, yes, that we missed it. There were times, yes, that we slipped up. And because of all of those experiences, I've learned. There are times that I have gone places to speak in, and yes, they've missed it. And so with this, I believe that this is a great opportunity. So remember, again, the book is available on, let me put it up so that you could see it. The book is available on, there you go, Amazon.com for $7.99. How to take care of your speaker, how to care for your speaker. Or go to my page right now. It's only $2.99 as a digital download, and you can follow me, because it's so important that we understand that the speaker doesn't have to say yes. And if they say yes, then you should treat them the way you want to be treated. As I said, I want to be treated first class. So therefore, I treat speakers that come to any event that I have first class. And so again, you are listening to Vision Coach Alicia, and tonight I am featuring my vision class. Okay, so let's continue to go. Let's continue. Number 3, make things as convenient as possible. Make it as convenient as possible. I'm having a little technical difficulty over here. Make it as convenient as possible for your speaker. They shouldn't have to guess. Make things as convenient for your guests with easy access to everything that they need. Make it easy. One of the things that I used to do for my speakers when they came, when they walked into that hotel room, there would be a magazine there, and there would be a gift card. There would be a gift card so that when we go out, that they can make a decision what they want to eat, because their gift card paid for their food. So while we're out, I didn't have to worry about how much they wanted to charge and if I have to pay for the bill, because I already gave them a gift card that says this is for your meals. Okay, whether it's $200, if they're there for 2 or 3 days, whatever you decide. But sometimes presentation is so important, rather than when the bill comes, you say, well, how much is everything? They already have their gift card, and you know you've given them a gift card, and they easily take out their gift card, swipe, and pay for their food. So listen, stock the hotel room with snacks and with water. Make them comfortable when they're there. Um, Find out what it is, the room temperature that they like in the room. I did all of that. I made sure, did this person like to be warm? Is this person like their room cold? And I would make sure at the hotel that that accommodation was met. It's really very important. Never allow your guests to pay for food or supplies while they are with you and in your care. Never allow them to. If they need something, if they ask you that they need something from Walmart, some toothpaste, possibly they forgot their toothpaste, don't ask them for the money for the toothpaste. You make sure that you take care of your guests. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I am Vision Coach Alicia, and welcome to my vision class as I speak to you tonight about how to care for your speaker and your guests. How do you host them? How do you make sure that everything is going well while they are with you without you assuming whether they're your speaker for 2 days, 3 days, or 1 day? The quality of the care should always be the same. Remember, they can make you or break you when they leave. This is very, very important. Always be on time to pick up your guests, whether it's at the airport or whether it's a designated time that you've told them that you're coming to pick them up at their hotel to bring them to the place that they're going to be speaking. If it is not in the same location, be on time. There is nothing that is worse than having a guest come in and be waiting for you, and you are a representative is nowhere around to pick them up. The arrival of your guests is top priority. Be on time to pick them up. If you are picking them up in your car, make sure that your car is clean. Make sure that your car is comfortable. If you are sending a car service for them, make sure that that car service knows who your guest is, that there's no smoking in the car. If that's a person that some of that do go on. Let me just tell you, there's still smoking that's allowed in the cars. What is it that you may want them to be served in that car pickup service once they're picked up from the location, whether it's the airport or the hotel? These are little things that make you stand out as a great host and how to care for your speaker. It's really important that we take the time out, not to think that we know everything, we understand. I believe I know how to do. No, you don't. Sometimes you have to hear it, and sometimes you have to see it, because once you've signed that contract with that speaker, those of you that don't sign a contract, that's one of the things that I want to say. Sign an agreement. Sign a speaker's agreement. Get their speaker's sheet, so that you know exactly what it is that they're going to be talking about, the topic they're going to be speaking about. You give them the topic, or they tell you the topic, depending of if it's an event or if it's a conference. You've got to stay on top of things with your speaker. Do not let your speaker come in and be blindsided. So always make sure that you're thorough. Always make sure that you ask questions. Okay. So make sure that you're there to pick them up on time. Again, this is my vision class tonight, and we are talking about how to care for your speaker. You may get the $2.99 download, which is pinned on Facebook at the top of my page, Alicia George, and just download it. It's only $2.99, and you can have this information. Okay. And also, if you want to get the hard copy, you can go to Amazon.com, Apostle Alicia George, and you will be able to buy it on that as well. Listen, I'm going to keep on going, and then I'm going to check some of our comments tonight. Having the right attire. There's nothing worse than going to speak somewhere and you weren't told that maybe there was a color code because somebody slipped up. Having the right attire is important to communicate to your client. A couple of days prior to your guest arrival, text or email them the weather in the city. Yeah. Slow down. Text them. Let them know weather changes. Look at this. We did not know what was happening a few weeks ago on the East Coast. And still, weather is out of control. And people get into situations and they go places with the wrong clothing, the wrong attire. And then if you have a color-coded event, let them know, okay, it's African wear. Let them know it's a white affair. Let them know that this is a business casual affair. Whatever it is that you have to do to make sure and ensure that that speaker is comfortable 100% and that you have shared all the information with them. And I'm not just speaking about female speakers. I'm speaking about male speakers as well. How to care for your speaker. Do you know how many speakers are out there today? There's so many speakers. Everyone has a topic. They're speaking about everything. If you are building a business that requires a speaker, this information is so valuable. Right now, I'm virtual. They're virtual speakers. What do you do for a virtual speaker? You ensure that you tell them, make sure that their lighting is proper. Make sure that their backgrounds are correct. Whatever it is that you may have to do to make that speaker comfortable so that when they come to your platform, they are not worrying. Make sure that they have some water next to them if it's a virtual conference. These are the things that are important. Make sure you discuss any additional guests traveling with them and your responsibility to that person. Some of us, we may take care of the speaker as well as their assistant, their armor bearer, adjutant, whichever you call them, but you have to make those arrangements up front. If you are not able to take care of that extra person, do not take on the extra burden. Let the speaker know that you are not in a position to do that. And if it costs you to have to get another speaker, then that's what you have to do. But you have to have communication with speakers. Let me see what we have in the comments. Hi, Nona. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight and being a part of this as I speak about how to take care of your speaker. If there's any questions, you could put them in the comment and I will grab them and have a communicate with you. Okay. Listen, have plan or a place for your speaker to go. If your speaker arrive early, have a place for them to go. Most of the times, when a speaker comes in, they come in early. Earlier than hotel space is opened up to allow them to check into their hotels. So where do they go? What do they do? But if you communicated with them before, you will have a clear idea of what should happen, what they would like to do. Maybe they want to go shopping before they check in. If they need a place to rest, you need to find a quiet place in the hotel that they may be able to rest, or have a planned activity for them until they can check in to that room. Don't let your speaker be stranded or wandering around. Again, I am Alicia George. I am your crystal clear vision coach. I'm also the vice president of the Herpreneur Network Caribbean. And with this network, I have learned that we have to prepare for so many things. And one of the things that I really have learned is we have to prepare for our speakers that come in. And because of my years of experience of being a speaker and hosting speakers, I decided to put this ebook together just for you. Don't say that you know everything. Don't say that you don't need it. I'm not sharing everything with you that is in this book, but I'm giving you information, enough information that you understand that you may be able to use some help. Okay, so always make sure that you have a place for them to go. Don't let them be stranded. Don't let them be wandering around, not knowing what to do. Personally assist your guests. Have someone to personally assist your guests, even if they bring with them an assistant, an adjutant, or an armor bearer. It is your responsibility to still make sure that there is a point person for that speaker, so that their assistant, their adjutant, whoever comes with them, have a contact person that they could communicate with all the time while they are there. Simple little things. Your speaker, did you ask them what brand of water they like? There's so many different brands out there. Everybody drink different brands of water. Some people just don't like just plain water. Somebody may want hot tea. So those are the things that you have to be able to communicate with them, and their assistant or their adjutant is your best point of contact. So, but choose carefully. Choose very carefully the person you have assigned to assist them, because that person is a reflection of you. Yes, they are a reflection of you. Make sure that you know the personality of the person that you're placing with your speaker. This is Vision Class, and I am your vision coach, Alicia. And tonight we are speaking from my book, How to Care for Your Speaker. Only because I have understood that how your host will determine the success of your next event. There are rules that you should follow when speaking and hosting. If you do not operate with principles, it will cause you to have a bad reputation, and it'll mess up your name. Closed doors of opportunities may never come around again. So the following lessons and things that I'm speaking about tonight are really very important for you, for your guests, how to take care of your guests. Have instructions ready for them. Have instructions ready for them. They do not, so that they do not have to guess about the agenda of the event or the conference. Your speaker should never have to ask or wonder what's happening next. What can I expect? This is something that should be made available to them, so that they will have an opportunity to look it over, see exactly what's going on, and be ready and be prepared. Always make sure your guests have 2 phone numbers to contact someone in your organization if necessary. Always make sure that there are 2 separate phone numbers that they can contact someone. If they're at their hotel and they discover they need something, if they're at their hotel and something happens at the hotel and they call one person and the phone that person does not pick up the phone, they need to be able to have a secondary contact. I hope I'm helping you all tonight with some pointers and some tips. There's so much more under each section, but I'm just giving you highlights tonight because I want you to understand how important it is for us to up our game in the speaking industry now that there's so many speakers out there. We are booking conferences, we are booking workshops, we are booking events, we're doing so many different things, but we've got to make sure that if we are the hosts, that we are taking care of the need of the speakers that we are bringing in to speak. So listen, the next point is highlight your special guest. The perfect guest introduction is to highlight your special guest. Listen, when your speaker gives you a bio, highlight the bio. Highlight the key points of the bio. Highlight the most pertinent and important things of the bio. And that is what you use. Listen, you could be reading a bio for 5 minutes and lose your entire audience. And when the speaker gets up there, their mindset is somewhere else. That speaker is ready to go. She's ready to speak, and you're reading this entire bio. Highlight the bio. Highlight those things that are important, those things that's going to tell the audience exactly what it is they're going to get from that speaker, who that speaker is. You don't have to tell all the information from 1992 that they went. No, they are an ordained minister or they are a keynote speaker. You don't have to go into all of those details. Just highlight the pertinent and important things, but make sure that you give the guests an outstanding introduction so that when they get up there and they are ready, that these people are ready to receive what you have given them from that bio that you have read. And so we want to just really understand that it is so important that our guest feels 100% comfortable with every activity from the time they were picked up from the airport to the time that they get on stage in front of that audience. And it's your responsibility as the host to make sure that that happens. Give honor where honor is due. Give honor where the honor is due. This is a very, very important but very touchy subject. The honorarium or love gift is very important. Give honor where honor is due. Speakers come on different levels of speakers' fees. You show honor to your speaker when you give them that card or envelope containing the fee. Number one, it should be discussed prior to the engagement. Is there a set honorarium that they are expecting? If it's not a set honorarium, then it becomes a love gift. And you need to be generous with the love gifts. Ask someone, if you are not sure, who have hosted them before. Someone in your network, someone in your community that have had that person before. What was it that you gave as an honorarium? And then you have a gauge to compare it to what may be expected, because there's nothing worse than giving a speaker an honorarium that makes them unhappy. That's why I said an agreement or a contract sometimes is important. However, if you have a speaker that's paying you to speak, they know that they do not get an honorarium or a love gift after. They are paying you to speak. So what they get from you is they get that credibility from you, a written come on, reference, a written credibility of who they were and what they've done. So there are different ways of bartering for speakers, but you've got to do it right, and you've got to do it with great good taste and with excellence. There are speakers that will say to you, okay, I will pay for my flight, and this is what I want for my honorarium, or I'll pay for my hotel, and this is what I want for my whatever you have discussed. What I'm saying is make sure that you hold up your end of the bargain, because when that speaker speaks to someone else and let them know how you treated them, that's your report card. So make sure. Okay, so listen, the 3 Ks of caring for your host is to know, know. I'm not going to go into the full details, but you got to know the name pronunciation of your guests. Know it, know it, know it. Rehearse it if it's a difficult name. The second know is to let them know if there is a speaking limit, because there's nothing that is more embarrassing than if you didn't tell them a speaking limit and they're going on, and then somebody is or putting up a card or something. Let them know. You could put up a card and let them know they have 10 more minutes, and that's fine. But sometimes you've got to make sure, well, not sometimes, all the times, you need to make sure that they have an idea of what their speaking limit will be. If it's a conference and it's a Holy Ghost and Spirit, that speaker may go on, but it will flow spiritually. But if you have an event plan and that space is only 30 minutes, please let them know the space that they have to speak. The third no is the who, the what, the when, the where, why you invited that speaker. What do they bring to your event? What did they bring to your conference? Why did you choose to invite them? You have to know who you're bringing, what you're bringing, when you're bringing, and where you're bringing. Listen, what is the size of your audience? You know, a lot of speakers ask you that. It helps them determine if they're going to speak at your event or conference or not. It helps them to determine if they think that you're going to give them a decent honorarium or not. But there's always ways to work things out. They may have products. You may let them sell from the stage. You may let them, after, they may have a table. They do a signing, a book signing. They may have a special t-shirt, whatever it is. But that's why it's important for you to know the speaker that you're bringing to your event. And this is your vision class tonight. Because when you have a vision for something, you have to make sure that you are working that vision. The vision is the ability to think about a plan for the future with imagination or wisdom. So you imagining what your event is going to look like. You are planning what this conference should be like, but it has to have imagination and you have to use wisdom. And so in this vision class tonight, as I close out, the last thing is choosing a speaker is an important decision. There's a few things that you should know when you consider selecting a guest for your ministry or for your event. Number one, check out their fruit. What is their fruit? What is their fruit? How have they presented themselves at other conferences, in other circuits, or whatever? Number two, see their gifts. See their gifts. Make sure that their gifts come with good reputation. What is their credibility and integrity? It's important. It's most important. Those are the things that you have to look for in a guest so that you can be a good host. Listen, I'm Vision Coach Alicia, and tonight I just wanted to come in and share with you why it's important to choose guests that you are able to communicate with, that you're able to network with, that you are able to collaborate with. How to care for your speakers is very important. It can make you or it can break you. I want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight in my vision class. This was my first vision class that I did. I'm going to be doing a series of vision classes, but how to care for your speaker was the very first one, because when you have vision, you have to make sure that it's not just passion, but that you are going to see it through. I do want to spotlight tonight the founder of the Herpreneur Network, who is Dr. Nikki Ziegler. She is a visibility coach and she is a master coach as well. She also has the um, Life Christian College, where they do a lot of certification. If you need a certification for business, for speaking, for grief, whatever, that's what Dr. Nikki does. So she is our spotlight this evening. If any of you would like to spotlight your business or your event or whatever you may have on any of my shows, please make sure that you Cash App me and tell me that you do. It's $15 to be spotlighted on the show. And my Cash App is $RELIFE, $RELIFE. And I will be happy to spotlight you on my show. I have a show every Friday evening, which is called Around the Table. And Around the Table is a place for authors, small businesses, entrepreneur coaches, and speakers. And I will be happy to spotlight you on that show. And then this is called Vision Class. And in the Vision Class, you can do the same thing. And tonight, our spotlight is Dr. Nikki Ziegler. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. Thank you for being a part of my Vision Class tonight. Uh, Again, I am Vision Coach Alicia, and I am so happy that you decided to stop by and be with me. I want to invite you, if you would like, to check out my group. It's called the Herpreneur Network Caribbean. For those of you that may live in the Caribbean islands and want to be a part of our network, go there, visit the group, and you may join the group and you will get more information there. So thank you so much for coming in on this Sunday evening and being here with me. Again, please remember that the book that I taught from tonight, you are able to pick it up on Amazon.com. It is called How to Care for Your Speaker. It's $7.99, the hard copy on Amazon. And if you want to download it, just go to my Facebook page right now. To my Facebook page, it's pinned at the top, and you may get the book for only $2.99 for the digital copy. And so until next time, when I come with our other vision class, until then, thank you so much for joining me. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to go to my DM and inbox me, and I will be happy to answer any questions that I can for you. So until next time, good evening. God bless.